Hey, what's up, guys? We are here for my Week 9 battle versus Alpha, coach of the Rocky Mountain Marowaks. We played Alpha last season, and Alpha is a very good battler. He is in second place right now, right behind the Montreal Monfernos. So right now we are in third place. We have tilted just a little bit. We're actually not that far from the top. We are pretty much only off by, I believe, a game and some differentials. So Alpha is second place, we are third place currently, so hopefully we can tilt the tides the other way around and hopefully be back at least potentially in first place and then maybe second place too. So it just depends how this battle goes, and that'll determine who is second place and third place after this battle. So really cool. Alpha has a great team. It wasn't really difficult to prep for, but it could have went either way, honestly. It's just such a hard team to prep for, especially when you got something like Victini with the Z move, and then you got other massive threats like Mamoswine, Hydreigon, Mega-Gardevoir. It's just insane. So I'll just go over his team real quick. Victini with the Z move, Delmise, Hydreigon, Mamoswine, Crobat, Cobalion, Heliolisk, Gashadon, Dodrio, Crustle, and the Mega-Gardevoir. So excuse me. He's got a great speed tier, honestly. He's got a lot of mons that are pretty quick. Got a lot of mons that are kind of slow too, so it could potentially run something like Trick Room, some weird V-Create Trick Room team with Delmise and maybe Gashadon, stuff like that, taking advantage of it, even Crustle to an extent. So it's going to be a very good game, honestly. I have a lot of things to check his mons, and then he's got a lot of things to check my mons too. So looking at his team right away, obviously I'm scared of two things right off the bat. Victini with the Z move, that's terrifying, and Mega-Gardevoir. Mega-Gardevoir is just insane. I actually drafted it in this new draft. I will get into that later. I will have videos up later on my YouTube channel, but let's not get into that right now. But it's a terrific Pokemon. Hyper Voice with Pixelate boosted. It's pixelated boosted Hyper Voices. You got Psychic or Psyshock to hit on the special or the physical side. Then that's Stab. You got Healing Wish. You got great coverage with like Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Thunderbolt. And you get screens. You get Calm Mind. There's just so many things you can do with Mega-Gardevoir. And its natural stats are great. So base 100 speed as well. So Mega-Gardevoir is going to be very hard for me to deal with, considering I only have one resist. But if you think about it like this, the MELOetta with the Assault Vest hard walls it. It literally shuts down Mega-Gardevoir. There is nothing it can do. It can't Shadow Ball me because I'm a normal type. It can't really obviously it can Hyper Voice me, but normal MELOetta with the Assault Vest is so freaking bulky, and it will do probably about like 30% if I can run the correct EVs on it. 25 to 30%, I guarantee it, which is fantastic, and I could run Shadow Ball on it myself and counter the Mega-Gardevoir. However, I did not do that. I will get into the MELOetta set here in a second. So my only check to Mega-Gardevoir necessarily is Heatran. Everything else is an offensive check, for example, like Aerodactyl. Everything else has to deal with it being either whittled a little bit, stuff like that. So obviously I can check it with the Tangrowth as well. I have an Assault Vest Tangrowth. But obviously I'm not going to want to stay in and take Hyper Voices over and over again, or be whittled down and then have to switch in on a Hyper Voice. So I have to keep it relatively healthy. Heatran is my best check to it because obviously I resist its I quad resist its main stab, and I resist its other stab. So that's pretty nice for me. Another big threat is Mamoswine. If you look at my team, Mamoswine pretty much rips through it if it is the correct spread. The only thing I have for it, honestly, is the actually, I know, don't get me wrong here, but Tangrowth can counter the Mamoswine to an extent. I'll get into that later. Starmie's a great check to it as well. Starmie's I'm running a bit of a bulkier set. Excuse me for coughing, I can't help it. But yeah, Starmie's a decent check to it. Scald is obviously going to scare it out because I outspeed it, and stuff like that. So I'll get into the team building process here. We got ourselves a Mega-Aerodactyl here with Stone Edge, Aerial Ace, Toxic, and Roost. Pretty bulkier set, I would say, with the Max Attack Adamant, which is pretty nice because it allows me to hit like a truck. Obviously things like Victini can't handle it. Delmise is 2-hit KO'd. Obviously Hydreigon doesn't really want to switch into it. So it's a really good Pokemon that cleans things up if they're whittled down. Obviously I'm not really going to want to stay in and take an Ice Shard from Mamoswine, but I can if I have to. Crobat is literally hard-walled by Mega-Aerodactyl. There's really nothing it can do to it. It could potentially Toxic me or Super Fang me, but there's really nothing else it can do to me. And obviously it's not going to want to take a Stone Edge very well. So I believe my speed investment isn't even to outspeed the Crobat. That's how much I'm not worried about it. I threw extra HP in there just to be able to take the Volt Strikes from Victini if it's a Scarf Victini more comfortably. Same with like a Volt Switch from Heliolisk. Yeah, pretty much that's about it for the HP investment. So that's pretty cool. Toxic is there for me to, or it's there for me to be able to check the Gastrodon. So if he thinks Gastrodon's a safe switch into the Aerodactyl, I can click Toxic and proceed to whittle him down from there and switch out into one of my regular checks, putting him on a timer. Toxic is also very nice for something like a, I don't know, Delmies if I don't want to take an anchor shot. So he switches in on the Delmies for some reason and I can Toxic it. You know, just any kind of whittle was nice. He only has two things that can eat a Toxic, and that's the Crobat and the Cobalion. Crobat has a terrible matchup versus me. In my opinion, I don't think he would bring it. It gets hardballed by the Heatran as well. So I really don't think he will bring the Crobat. He could easily bring the Cobalion. Cobalion's a great Pokemon. But maybe he won't. So the Cobalion is going to be a bit of an issue if he does bring it. I'd pretty much have Starmie and Tangrowth to check it, and that's about it. I guess MELOetta does a decent job to it as well, but obviously I'm not going to want to stay in and take a close combat. And obviously Roost is for some reliable recovery. I don't want to get whittled down by some little hits by Crobat or some little hits by Delmies, or say a V-Create from Victini. I want to be able to roost that damage off. So that is a Mega-Aerodactyl set we were bringing. Hopefully it will put in some work. The next set we were bringing is our MELOetta Zelda with the Life Orb and the moves Return, Drain Punch, Knockoff, and Relic Song. So it does have Max Attack Adamant on this set. I am running Drain Punch over close combat. That way, because I can get a bunch of recovery back, and I do not want to be lowering my stats whenever he has an Ice Shard Mamoswine or something like, I guess, any faster Pokemon. So like Scarf Heliolisk, I want to be able to at least eat a hit from it, or be able to eat the hit from it and Drain Punch something else and get some HP back. So close combat is only really required for something like the Crustle. I really don't think he'll bring it. He hasn't brought it all season. It's only also required if he's going to bring like Choppleberry Cobalion. I almost brought the Silk Scarf set, but I thought Life Orb would be a bit better, so this is what we are bringing this week. Return does a ton of damage to his team. It's actually great. I believe it kills Victini after rocks with Return or Knockoff. Delmies does not appreciate a knockoff at all. Hydreigon obviously just straight up drops from a Drain Punch. Mamoswine drops from a Drain Punch. Cobalion drops from a Drain Punch if he's offensive. Heliolisk drops. Gastro can't take 2 returns. And yeah, even at fully Fizdef, I believe, it can't take 2 returns. And then Mega-Gardevoir drops with 1 hit from a return. So this thing is going to put in work, hopefully. This thing rips through his team. I don't necessarily think he will think about the MELOetta set. Everybody, when they see Zelda or my MELOetta, they instantly think Assault Vest bulky and just something fat and annoying. But this is the opposite. This thing can potentially be a huge offensive threat, and if you don't prep for it, you will get swept. You will get smacked down by MELOetta, and you will definitely remember it for next time. So MELOetta, hopefully we can put in some work with it. It's just a tremendous Pokemon. It changes its 128 special attack and 128 special defense to its attack and speed, and becomes basically Mega Lopunny without Scrappy. And it's actually a little bit stronger than Mega Lopunny with the Life Orb. So it is ridiculously strong, and I really hope it puts in some work for us. So next Pokemon we have is Heatran, our Hot Tranny, with the leftovers and the ability Flash Fire. Moves Lava Plume, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, and Stealth Rock. The EV spread is a bit weird. The modest 24 special attack investment is to make sure I can 2-hit KO the Delmies upon, well, if it is Assault Vest variant. They mainly are Assault Vest variants. Occasionally you see leftovers in Choice Band, but for the most part they are always Assault Vest. So I wanted to make sure I killed the Delmies in 2 hits, because that thing could be annoying with Earthquake. So I also have a chance to burn, which is quite nice. Flash Cannon is there for the Mamoswine. I do not kill the Mamoswine because of Thick Fat. So Flash Cannon is nice in that reason, or that way. Gardevoir is also a bit of an issue for Heatran because of the fact that it can get Focus Blast or potentially run a Hidden Power Ground, or even run something like Thunder Wave. So I'm not really too concerned about the Gardevoir versus the Heatran, but then again, it could be a problem. Flash Cannon is very nice. I always 2-hit KO. Even if he's a bit of a bulkier set, maybe if he's max I don't, but if he's a bit of a bulkier set, I can still 2-hit KO him. So that's the reason behind the bit of a special attack investment and the boosting nature. Everything else is Stone Edge defense. This is my very good Victini check. I don't really have too many. So obviously he can't hit me with the B-Crate because I have Flash Fire, so that's very nice. Earth Power 2-hit KOs the Victini. Her Earth Power is also quite nice for, I guess, the Heliolisk, but then again it has Dry Skin, so I guarantee you Lava Plume's doing probably just as much. It also could be decent versus the Cobalion, like if I could catch on a switch in and I don't have to risk the Lava Plume on something. So I guess that's nice. And then Stealth Rock is for obvious reasons because it's very nice for whittling down Pokemon on this team. So that is the Heatran set. We are running the special defense investment is to, I believe, eat 2 Dark Pulses from Hydreigon if he's Choice Specs Modest. I'm almost positive that's it. But I don't think he would bring Choice Specs because it gets like Fire Blast and Earth Power, which could be very good versus my team. And U-Turn, obviously. So that is the Heatran set. We're bringing the next Pokemon we're bringing is our Hazard Removal with Patrick, our Starmie. With some leftovers and the ability Natural Cure. Scald is very, very good versus his team. Getting the potential burns just could benefit me for the long run in general, or just benefit me Scald is really nice versus something like Delmies. If he wants to switch in, I can potentially burn that, and that would be a very good check out of the way. Crobat obviously doesn't appreciate a burn. There's no way he's bringing special Crobats. Cobalion can't really switch in freely because I can burn that as well. The only thing that can potentially switch in freely is the Heliolisk on the Dry Skin, which I'm a bit worried about with this particular set, because it does get hard walled by it. All I have is Toxic to hit it. Gastrodon is another switch in, and I can Toxic the Gastrodon, which is my plan. So if he wants to Toxic me, I have Natural Cure, so I can just switch out and free myself from that Toxic, so that'd be great. And then he can't really do too much after I Toxic him unless he wants to run like a rest set. So that's pretty cool. This is my Mamoswine check, guys. This is my offensive and defensive Mamoswine answer. So if things get out of hand and Starmie goes down, I can play around with like Intimidate with Krookodile, and Tangrowth can eat a hit at full, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, this is the main answer. Scald does not OHKO Mamoswine. It usually does about 75 to 80%. And so if it does get out of hand, I'm going to be playing around pretty recklessly, I guess is one way to put it. The speed investment is to outspeed his base 100 Pokemon along with the Hydreigon and the Mamoswine, so that's pretty cool. I do not outspeed the Cobalion because I did not think I need to. There's really no point to run speed investment. I'm going to get a bit of bulk in there, so I'm eating those hits a bit more comfortably. So yeah, it's pretty much just Rapid Spin, Hazard Removal, and then Recover is just nice in general because if I want to switch in at a V-Create or something and then recover the damage off, same reason for the Aerodactyl. So that's a Starmie set we are bringing. Next Pokemon we are bringing is indeed the Krookodile, our Raider, the Alligator, with the ability Intimidate and the item Choice Scarf. We are running Choice Scarf Adamant this week, max attack investments. The speed investment is to outspeed probably Heliolisk, I believe it's, no, yeah, it's bad, it's definitely Crobat, because just why not, I wanted to outspeed everything on his team with this Pokemon. I do not have Stone Edge though. I was really contemplating bringing Stone Edge over Pursuit. Pursuit is, what ultimately made me decide Pursuit over Stone Edge is the fact that if he has something like, I don't know, Mamoswine, and it's at like, let's say, 12%, very low Mamoswine, and he's not Life Orb, and if he, and say I can live in an Ice Shard because I intimidated him, and he might think potentially I'm not Choice Scarf either, so I want to kill the thing, make sure it's trapped so he can't switch out and preserve the Ice Shard for later. That could be bad for my team, so that's my logic with that. Also, if he wants to, if say Delmies is at like 30-40%, I can trap that, kill it with the Pursuit, because I don't want him having a Spin Blocker and I don't want him having a Rapid Spinner. So Pursuit is just what basically won me the decision. Maybe if he wants to, or maybe I could pursue trap his Victini as well, who knows. The idea with Crunch over the knockoff is because of the fact that I already have 2 knockoff users on this team. I'm bringing knockoff MELOetta and knockoff Tangrowth. So I didn't really want to have 3 knockoff users, because if they do get their item knocked off, I will be only hitting 65 base power, and that's not enough. So I wanted the Crunch. Crunch is 80 base power, 20% chance to lower the defense, because why not? That could potentially be huge in a match, especially because I outspeed everything on his team. And then with the Adamant max attack investment, I would be hitting pretty hard. So there's really no reason to run 3 knockoff users, so that's the reasoning behind Crunch. Superpower is great versus the Hydreigon. That's the main reason I'm bringing it. It doesn't really hit anything else other than the Heliolisk and the Cobalion, but Earthquake hits those 2. So that's about it for Superpower. Earthquake is great stab versus his team. He has 2 immunities and 3 immunities, because the Dodrio did not count Dodrio. And then he has 1 resist with Delmi. So Victini does not appreciate it, Mamoswine does not appreciate it, Cobalion does not appreciate it, and I'm pretty sure Gardevoir just straight up drops. So that's pretty nice versus this Crocodile set. I do like running Intimidate because it does hide the fact that I am a Choice Scarf user. Moxie pretty much just gives it away that it's a Choice user, banded or scarfed. So I wanted to hide the Scarf potentially because it could come in handy in the long run. So. And also Intimidate's very nice for this team with something like a Mamoswine and a Victini to deal with. So that's cool. That is the Crocodile set we're bringing. The very last Pokemon we're bringing is Grass Kicker, our Tangrowth, the Assault Vest and the ability Regenerator. Moves Giga Drain, Knockoff, Focus Blast, and Poison Jab. So this is a bit of an interesting set with the Focus Blast and Poison Jab combo at the end. Focus Blast is way better than Earthquake versus his team in my opinion, because of the fact that he has a Cobalion that's very, very defensive. And I really don't want to do about 40% with an Earthquake. I'd rather do about 60 to... I'm almost positive it, not even 60, I'm pretty sure it's like 70 to 80 with the Focus Blast, so that's great. And then, obviously, I can hit the Hydreigon as well. His Hydreigon is obviously immune to the Earthquake, and I don't think he would be expecting a Focus Blast, so that's kind of cool. I actually have more base special attack than I do attack, and obviously Focus Blast is more powerful than Earthquake. All I gotta do is hit it, and it's easier to say it than do it. So Focus Blast is there for those mons. It also actually hits the Heliolisk very, very hard, even though something like Knockoff would hit it pretty hard as well because it's very, very frail. And then even Mamoswine does not appreciate a Focus Blast. Like, Focus Blast does more than Giga Drain versus him, which really surprised me. So it'll be interesting to see if Focus Blast can put in some work for us, but obviously I'll be Giga Draining 9 times out of 10 versus the Mamoswine. So yeah, that is the team we're bringing. The max special, the max HP and special defense investment allows us to take on Gardevoir. It allows us to take on Heliolisk. It allows us to beat Gashadon, obviously. It beats Hydreigon 1v1 if we can hit the Focus Blast, or maybe if he's low, I hit the Giga Drain, Poison Jab, whatever. And then I guess if he's special Victini, it allows me to take it on too. So yeah, that is the team we are bringing. Very solid team. Came up with it actually pretty fast, so that's cool. But it is a very very good matchup and a very tough matchup as well. So let's hop over to the battles. So we see the Crustle, which is totally blew my mind. The Crustle, the Mamoswine, the Hydreigon, the Delmies, the Gashadon, and the Mega-Gardevoir. So big news, no Victini, no Cobalion. That right off the bat, those two gone. I was so happy not to deal with Victini, and Cobalion could be a big threat as well with the Justified or Volt Switch shenanigans. You know, setting up rocks, doing whatever it wants to do. Excuse me. But yeah, so I bring what you guys saw, and looking at his team. I think the lead is Crocodile. Looking at the team he brought, I think the lead is Crocodile. I don't have to show him I'm Scarf, so say he wants to lead with something like the Crustle, because Crustle is a decent lead. Crustle can either set up spikes, he can Shell Smash. I want to get the Intimidate off on something, and Intimidate would be great. So if he wants to lead the Mamoswine, I get the Intimidate off. Oh well, I have to switch out into something like Starmie, but he's at -1, so it's no big deal. If he wants to set up rocks, I can spin them away, unless he goes hard into something like Delmies. So, but anyway, I think that's the play. I don't think he would leave with something like Gardevoir. I don't think he would leave with something like Gashadon. He could potentially lead with Hydreigon, but in that case I am clicking Superpower and revealing that I am a Choice Scarf variant because I do have a chance to kill. Actually, I think I do kill. Depending on his set, I believe. I'm max attack at him at 120 base power, superpower. So I'm just going to go ahead and lead with my Crocodile here. It's the best play in my opinion. As he does in fact lead the Mamoswine, which is a bit unfortunate, but like I said, he does in fact get that Intimidate. And I can just go hard into my Starmie here with no big deal, and you see it doing 17%. So right off the bat, we see no Life Orb, no Choice Band from that damage, which is pretty nice to know. Get some info on that Mamoswine because it's very threatening. So I'm just going to fire off a Toxic here because I don't think he's going to stay in. The initial switch would either be this or the Gashadon. So I'm able to fire off a Toxic on this thing and put it on a timer. I have a great check in Tangrowth as he does reveal Giga Drain, which it really surprised me. But then it dawned on me that he could potentially think I'm going to be running a more physically defensive set, and we see the Sludge Wave. So that is exactly what he thought, at least in my opinion. That's why he brought it. So good prep by Alpha. I'm going to actually switch into my Aerodactyl here because I don't want Crustle to come in and get a free Shell Smash on the Tangrowth. So I bring in my Mega-Aerodactyl here and pretty much just not allow that thing to come in. So I'm able to go back into my Starmie here because it's my designated answer to this thing. Icicle Crash is still not doing very much, and I'm going to scare him out with another Scald, but I'm going to go in for another Toxic. So I'm able to Toxic the Hydreigon. So Toxic is putting in work very early, and Starmie's doing very well as well. So it's going pretty well so far. I go into this thing over the Tangrowth just because of the fact that I didn't want him to drop a Draco and do a ton of damage, and I could also scout his sets, so I could go into the Tangrowth on the following turn. As he goes into Gastrodon, predicting, or I guess just checking the Heatran. So I go into this thing, scare him out obviously because I'm a Grass type, and just go ahead and click Knockoff, predicting a switch. And I'm able to knock off the Life Orb, which is great because it's going to be doing a lot less damage with the Dark Pulses and every other coverage move. So I go into the Heatran here because I wanted to scout for the Fire Blast, but he actually just Dark Pulses instead, so maybe he doesn't have it. I go right back into the Tangrowth though. Predicting the Earth Power, and he does in fact reveal the Earth Power. It only does 10% because I'm max investment Assault Vest. So he has one more hit left in him as he just clicks Roost. So I just go for the Giga Drain here because he hasn't really showed me any reason not to go for Giga Drain. As he's just getting whittled down by Toxic more and more. I believe I click Knockoff here, predicting a switch because he's going to lose that battle 9 times out of 10. Yeah, he's going to lose that battle every time actually. So I just click Knockoff here as he goes into Gardevoir, which doesn't really do too much because he's a Mega. Hyper Voice doesn't do anything, it's 38, as I'm able to fire off a Poison Jab, do half, and hit him with the Poison. So that poison's actually pretty crucial. It allows me to be able to switch out and go to the Heatran instead, and have it be whittled down by Poison instead. So there's really no reason for me to keep the Heatran here. I'm going to try to set up Rocks on the off chance he misses a Focus Blast or over predicts. But he does indeed carry the Hidden Power Ground and knocks me out, but it's okay because he will go down to the Poison as well. So I'm able to bring my Mega-Aerodactyl in again and force the Crustle not to come in. So I'm just going to, and I get my Mega Evolution off, which is fantastic. So I'm able to Mega Evolve and kill the Hydreigon with the Aerial Ace, which is great. He does bring in the Mamoswine though. I don't want to stay in on that thing, as he does indeed just set up his Rocks, which is probably the best play. And I'm just going to go ahead and click Rapid Spin, get these Rocks off the side of the field, and he does 62 with Earthquake, which is okay. I'm still in a good situation here. I'm just going to go ahead and fire off a Scald, because I don't necessarily need the Starmie too much anymore. I do predict he's going to go for a Gastrodon switch here on the predicted Scald, so I just go for the spin again. It's also nice to just get Rocks away. I don't want them coming in, or I don't want them whittling down my team, because Crustle could be a late game sweeper with the Shell Smash, as we do miss the Toxic, which is a bit unfortunate as he Toxic to me, but no big deal. I am Natural Cure, and I'm going to fire off another Toxic, I believe. I was very close to clicking Scald because this is a very obvious switch, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because of the fact that if I Scalded him, I just give him a +1, and I didn't want to do that. So I switch out here on predicted Earthquake. Yeah, on the predicted Earthquake. So I get my Mega-Aerodactyl in here, which is great. I don't want him getting up Rocks, so I stay in. I take the crit Ice Shard, only does 75%, so I'm able to live it, thankfully, and knock him out with an Aerial Ace to keep Rocks off the field. So I go for a Tangrowth switch here because of the fact that, I go for the Starmie switch on the predicted Toxic. So I was playing for differential at this point. I do carry Toxic on my Mega-Aerodactyl, if you guys do remember. I go for the recovery here, potentially trying to beat this thing 1v1, but Earth Power's doing way too much. Because I'm not especially defensive invested, as I missed yet another Toxic, so that really sucks because of the fact that it's going to make it much more difficult to beat this thing, and obviously my differential's going down for a win. So yeah, I missed the Toxic here. Going to Tangrowth, trying to scare him out and get him to double, but he does in fact stay in and just go for the Toxic here, which is totally fine. I guess I do still carry Toxic on this thing, and I'm going to try to Toxic the Gastrodon, but yet again, there is another miss on the Toxic. So we are 0 for 3 on the Toxics for the Gastrodon. Maybe he's Bright Powder, who freaking knows at this point. But I just go into my MELOetta, I get a crit, and I put him to sleep, so it's immediate justice. And we're able to transform with my MELOetta and pretty much just clean up from here. So I'm able to return and knock out the Gastrodon, as he does in fact bring in the Crustle. I'm just going to click Drain Punch because it is a 2-hit KO. I will get some HP back. Luckily, we are not the close combat set and just straight up going to die by this incoming Earthquake. So luckily, I did in fact bring Drain Punch to give me back that HP. And luckily, we did put him to sleep on that that Relic Song, because if not, he would have gotten a little bit of chip on this Pirouette, and then indeed, in fact, been able to knock me out with the Earthquake. So I'd have to play around some Intimidate. I don't believe he would kill me at +1 with a Crustle versus my Crocodile. If he's an Adamant set as well, I have a chance to outspeed him because I'm an Adamant set and I'm Choice Scarfed, and Crustle's very slow. So it just all depended, and it would have just made the game much harder. I don't even know if he would have been able to kill Tangrowth. Tangrowth's so freaking bulky. But yeah, so we do in fact win 3-0. Bit of a weird ending. I really didn't see that ending coming. I'm okay. A win is a win. We're back on the winning side of things. We are indeed 7-2, which is pretty nice. So we will definitely take over second place. First place is still probably not on the table. Maybe in the upcoming weeks I could potentially grab that back, which would be great. That's what I'm aiming to do. So yeah, your Borussia Darkrai wins week 9, which is great. We do play. Who do we play next week? I think we might play Trevor again. We definitely go back to the divisional games. I'm not sure who we play in the division, but hopefully you guys are looking forward to that matchup, because we are indeed fighting the divisional coaches again. Last 3 weeks of the season, then playoffs. I hope you guys are getting excited, because I sure am. And I hope you guys enjoyed this battle, because it was definitely one to remember. Every single time I play Alpha, it's one to remember. Yeah, so I believe Alpha and I are 1-1 versus each other. I might have played him twice last year. I'm pretty sure I've only played him once though. So I believe we are 1-1 versus each other, adding to the record. So great game to Alpha, and I can't wait to play him either in the playoffs or next season. So I'll see him then, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the battle, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Make sure to check out Alpha's channel too. He's a great battler. See his side of the battle and see his thoughts. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.